Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole. We are getting closer and closer to All Hallows Eve, or Halloween as it's known in North America for the most part. So today's show, we're actually going to be talking about the origins of Halloween and or the origins of All Hallows Eve, Samhain, or Samhain in Scottish Gaelic. And so it should be an interesting show. It's believed that many Halloween traditions have originated from the Celtic harvest festivals, but we're going to kind of touch on how some believe that Halloween may be solely a Christian holiday as well. So it should be an interesting conversation today. And I'm just going to get Rachel and Ian on the line. So just bear with me for a moment. Good afternoon.
Hello there, Sika. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Let me just get Ian on the line, too. Hang on one sec.
Okay. Hello, listeners.
Good afternoon, Ian.
Happy Halloween.
We're getting there. It's getting close,
Very
right?
close, yes.
Just about a week and a few days away. So I think we're, 9 days to Halloween. So it should be, yeah. So I know it's going to be a little different.
I always get excited every year.
Yeah, me too. It's one of those times of year. For me, it's my busiest time of year usually when we're not in the middle of a pandemic. And I'm a bit like Ian was a couple of weeks ago. This week, I don't know. I feel like I've got a bug of some sort, and I haven't been anywhere. Like, I literally haven't been anywhere. So I think it's just that change in the weather, going from the warm to the cold. And even at night, like, I'm not, I'm either too warm or I'm too cold. So I'm sometimes throwing my covers off and leaving my sliding door open. And I'm probably, got a draft or something because it was chilly at night. So I can't win. So whatever. But I mean, I'm not feeling terrible. I've got a bit of a scratchy throat and it's not allergy-like. So it just feels like maybe a bit of a cold or something. But fingers crossed, I haven't been anywhere, so I'm hoping it's not the plague. But I think I already had that plague.
Don't frighten me like that. I don't need it.
Yeah, well, no, it seems to be. It's getting better.
That's what
I
it
actually
is for me.
feel
It's
better.
the weather.
Yeah, it's the weather. I think
the
it
weather.
is too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So true, Ian. The weather can get very damp. I absolutely agree.
Mhm. So, and I think too, because I haven't been outside as much as I usually am, and your body kind of gets used to being outside in the cooler weather, and that I've been inside a lot more. So I think I'm just feeling it a lot more too. Like if I was out, maybe getting more fresh air, etc. And I always find here too, the minute we turn our heating on, I get sick. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just that change that, the windows aren't open as much anymore, and you're just kind of But anyway, I'm not too bad. I'm okay. It's just very mild, and it's starting to go away. I feel better today than I did yesterday, so that's a good thing. And I'm just dousing myself with oregano oil.
So good.
Does help. But yeah,
so
you just do what you can do. So that being said, last night I did an online Zoom presentation for the Welland Museum of my cabinet of curiosities to spin into the Halloween season. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Were you busy? Did you have a lot of people?
I'm not sure how many we had online. I mean, for me, it's difficult to see all of that because I'm doing the presentation, so I don't really know exactly. But I think we had about 12 or 15 people, so not bad. I mean, it's not a huge amount of people, but it's nice for the museum. This is something new for them, so. It's and it's nice because these are some of the people that would come out to the museum for the most part for the mummy unwrappings or the cabinet when it's installed at the museum, etc. But because we couldn't do that this year, we're just trying a different format. But it was a lot of fun, and folks got to kind of have a peek inside my house. So, that was, I had a couple of comments afterwards, like, I'm glad I don't live in your house. And again, I'm so used to my house that I don't even see the creep factor in it.
About it.
No, I don't.
You don't think twice about those creepy dolls. Or
the other things that I have, right? So, but for me, it's just my house. It's, I know it's a little bit of a museum inside, but no, I am not at all traumatized by any of the things that I have. So.
And you just put up your creepy wallpaper.
I did put up the wallpaper, and it looked fantastic on camera, I must say.
I've seen the pictures that you've posted. Now, typically, I'm not a huge fan of wallpaper.
Me neither.
But what you put up was really cool.
Oh, yes, I liked your wallpaper.
It really is.
And it's just a one wall
on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's like a Gothic Victorian, and it's metallic. So it's really cool because the background of the paper is like matte black. And then the pattern itself is matte as well, but the skulls have a slight metallic sheen to them. And they kind of go from silver to a copper. And because I did the rest of the rooms in that color called Tutankhamun, because really, come on, we're going to get a paint color. We're going for that. It really picked up nicely, right? So it's just that one back focus wall, and that's it. I would never be able to do that much wallpaper in a room, right? That would make me crazy. But the one wall, it looks really good. Nice contrast with that sort of gold.
So too. I think really complements.
Yeah, it looks good. So I'm happy with the outcome, and I have to live here, so I don't really care what the people think.
That's the main thing.
Right? Yeah, but I think it looks really cool, and it works really well with the furnishings that we have in the house. And so it's all starting to come together. I've got more to do, but lots of time to do it, and, not lots of money, but lots of time. So I'm just going along as we can. Yeah, so all good. But, so let's chat about this. And I kind of find it funny because Ian was all geared up today for his Halloween the movie show.
Yes, we got our schedules crossed.
And then
I thought it was a Halloween movie show.
That's next
show
week.
Today too. Totally guilty. I did the same thing, Ian. So you're not alone.
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned earlier when we were chatting online, that this will give me an extra week to produce some additional notes for myself.
Which is
so
great.
It's all good.
I'm looking forward to it. So it'll be a good show. And it's going to be literally days before Halloween. So that'll be really fun too, I think. So this week we're going to chat about the origins of Halloween and, sort of, I think we can talk about the history of it, but also too, sort of what does Halloween mean to, Rachel or Ian or myself? Do we, we all kind of have our own take on it, and we also have our own, spooky, creepy factor as to Halloween. And like I said, for me, work-wise, this is always the most busy season for me in terms of, the haunted history tours and the mummy unwrappings and the things that I do at the museums and the talks that I give. But, we're just going to plow into it. So let me ask you guys off the top of the show, I don't know who wants to go first, but what are your sort of recollections of Halloween over the course of your life? Like, have they changed? Is it, is it different now than when you were a kid? Or, sort of what stands out for you? Don't all talk at once.
Rachel, you go ahead first.
Not a problem. Okay, so when I was younger, I absolutely loved Halloween. Back in England, it's very similar to the way you guys celebrate it over here. Well, not you guys because you're Canadian, but the Americans, the way the Americans celebrate it. With all the decorations and all the Halloween costumes. And we used to buy these plastic masks that you could get that just had like a picture of a witch on it or something like that. My mom once got me just unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of money for very extravagant costumes. So it was just pretty much a make it yourself, wear it, and then go trick-or-treating, which was always very fun for me, and I was always very excited to go and do it. with all the other kids. My parents at one point lived in a sort of suburban street. So it was very much that sort of running from house to house with your little basket and so forth, and getting your candy from your neighbors that you tend to know. As I grew older, I think personally I've always been fascinated by Halloween. I think the older I've gotten, the more I have a healthy respect for it. It's no longer a fun holiday where you just go running around in a costume, but it definitely is more than that to me. I think more so on a spiritual level. The whole commentary about the veil sort of being a lot thinner during Halloween sort of resonates with me personally. I don't know if it does with you, Sika, but
yeah, no, it certainly, there's certainly some things there for me that do play into it. Ian, what do you feel about Halloween?
Well, for me, it was when I was a child, of course, it was going out trick-or-treating, dressing up in a costume, even something as simple as having a white sheet draped over myself with eye holes, going as a ghost.
It was always homemade, wasn't it? I don't know if it was for you, Ian, but it definitely was for me. We got the black garbage bags, which you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I remember Halloween as a child. We always had a dinner extravagant to say something as our Canadian Thanksgiving. But there was always a special dinner for Halloween that we'd have maybe a little bit of turkey or something.
I see.
Yeah, nothing on the scale of Thanksgiving, and pumpkin pie and everything that you associate with dining in Halloween time. And then my dad would take me out trick or treating, and my dad has passed years ago now. He died when I was young. And so for me, it was then, once I had children, it was able to take my daughter out for trick-or-treating and sort of continue our whole family tradition of having that dinner and then going out trick-or-treating and dressing up in the costume.
Yeah. So you carried on the tradition, which is something I've done as well with my children. They very much enjoy sort of partaking in it, and we do our best. We certainly try to make it make it magical and important.
For me, Halloween today now, as I'm older, and the fact that I research the paranormal, I'm an investigator, you would think that this time of year would, like Sika, you say, is very busy, very, very meaningful. In terms of my paranormal work, surprisingly, it's not, because although Halloween and Samhain, as it's known in the old language, I don't think about that during my paranormal work at Halloween time, and I have to admit, what I think of these days is nothing paranormal at all. It's that Halloween movie that.
The movie.
Yeah.
Right.
When today you could say to me Halloween, and that's the first thing that comes into my mind is that old Halloween movie. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, see, and for me, I mean, I obviously, growing up here, my family come from England and Scotland and Norway, and so I grew up with pretty much the traditional North America Halloween, right? Costumes and going out and trick-or-treating, and I lived in a fairly small community. It really was a very tiny area in the middle of farm country, so